Hello. Today I want to share an idea that I have had for a while now about the perfect open world game that will probably never happen. I will talk about it a little more in depth soon, but first here is the TLDR version. I have always dreamed of an open world video game set in New South Wales, Australia, with both realistic and godlike modes where you can go anywhere and literally do whatever you want. If you want to be a total badass hero who saves everyone and has every superpower imaginable, you can do that. If you want to be the most evil supervillain ever and terrorize everyone, you can do that too. If you wanted to be a dog, cat, lizard, snake, bird, kangaroo, or other type of animal, you could also do that. Or if that isn't your thing, you can just be a normal, everyday person who has to do just about everything that we do. There would also be fully accurate recreations of buildings and houses with extreme detail and interactivity, and all of them would be explorable. Even if the main doors are locked, you would still be able to get inside somehow. No building would be fake or a hollow shell with one-sided textures. I know that this game will almost certainly never happen, and some of the things that I mention will be too ambitious to ever work well, whether it is due to technical limitations, privacy, or licensing, but hey, we can always dream, can't we? The game would also have a no-clip/film director mode similar to, but more powerful than the one in games like Driver San Francisco or GTA 5 that would allow you to fly around and look at everything up close or create your own full-fledged movie in it. Now for the more detailed and in-depth version. The following slides were made by me in Canva. You can find the original presentation on a website that I made, which I will have a link to in the description. The game would be called The Wonderful State of New South Wales. If you have any better names, I would love to hear them, and it would be an open world game set in a full 1:1 scale recreation of New South Wales, Australia, with extremely detailed buildings, vehicles, objects, interiors for every building, and more. It would be available for Xbox, PlayStation VR 2, Nintendo Switch, Windows, as well as streaming services like GeForce Now and Xbox Game Pass. Sorry, but there will be no iPhone, iPad, or Mac version, haha. You may be wondering how the Switch, as well as Android and last-gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles, will be able to play this game. Well, I wasn't bothering with technical specifications mumbo-jumbo when designing this, so let's just say it would be streamed from high-speed servers for free. The game will have 4 modes/difficulties. Realistic. This is for those who want a hardcore experience with realistic mechanics like health, hunger, thirst, needing to use the toilet, needing to bathe, hygiene, law enforcement, paying bills, needing to occasionally fix appliances, vehicles, and more. Relaxed. This is for those who want a less realistic, but not totally godlike experience. In this mode, you don't need to worry about minor things like hygiene. Items, weapons, homes, appliances, and vehicles are also less expensive, but not free either. However, they don't need to be fixed or repaired. Escaping from the cops is also a bit easier, not to mention you don't need to eat, drink, or use the toilet. God mode. This is for those who just want to do whatever they want with no consequences. You can buy anything for free, nobody can hurt you in any way, you can fly like Superman wherever you want, you can destroy any building and watch as they crumble and fall to the ground with realistic physics and effects similar to Teardown. You can possess any random NPC or vehicle, occupied or not, and cause chaos while your character just stands there and makes everyone else do all the work for them. If you are possessing an NPC, you can even pretend to be them and follow their schedule. There are many powers and abilities for you to play with in this mode, so feel free to go nuts. And finally, custom. This is for those who want a very specific experience. Maybe you want to have superpowers like in God mode, but you also want the cops to be able to chase you. Maybe you don't want to pay for anything, but you still want to have to eat and stay hydrated. You can change things like how much health you have, how much damage vehicles can take, whether you have superpowers or not, and what powers you have, how strict the law is, how police will respond, and more. The sky is the limit. The game will also have full mod support on all platforms, including Android. However, some more demanding mods that need powerful hardware will be limited to Windows versions. All mods will be available through a built-in mod browser similar to Fallout 4 and Skyrim Special Edition. As for the map, it will be a full one-to-one recreation of New South Wales, Australia. You will be able to drive, fly, walk, run, or take a boat from Sydney down to Crescent Head, or take a road trip from Newcastle, stop in at Tamworth and go all the way to Dubbo and come back to Sydney. But be careful and keep an eye out for drunk drivers and road ragers, as any crashes will cause real damage to cars, buildings, street signs, trees, the terrain, and people, which may result in some time in hospital as well as some hefty fees and fines. Here, you can also see a preview of what the map may look like in the current slide. Now for who you will play as, and what you can do. You will be able to create a custom human or animal character, or you can pick an existing NPC to play as. If you choose a custom character, you can pick their name, age, gender, appearance, likes and dislikes, their job. Attributes like strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, luck, and more. You can also customize where they live, who they live with, and you can choose what type of person they are, which can range from just a normal everyday citizen to an overseas migrant, an IT expert, a chef, a police officer, a Google employee, a master thief, an ex-Air Force member with some sort of disability like PTSD or autism, a smuggler trying to import drugs or other stolen goods from overseas, a skilled hacker from Chicago, San Francisco, or London, and much more. Their backstory can be changed with a detailed editor that allows you to change where they come from, what they have done in the past, who they have worked with, who they are or were friends and enemies with, what skills they have, and much more. If you choose to play as an animal, you can pick from almost any species like fish, whale, shark, eagle, seagull, seal, panda, rat, cat, wolf, mosquito, kangaroo, wombat, koala, cockatoo, spider, mongoose, warthog, scorpion, various dog breeds like Labrador, Pit Bull Terrier, Pug, Miniature Dachshund, and many more. You can also customize the fur or skin color and type on most animals too. You can have complete freedom to do whatever you want, with some restrictions depending on your chosen difficulty settings, as any type of human or animal character that you choose. You can be a rat crawling around homes or offices through cracks, holes, and vents, terrifying people, avoiding traps, eating their food, and spreading diseases. You can be a cute little sausage dog who lives on a farm with a great family of 4 and have lots of fun running around the place, trying to get into the kids' bedrooms at night and trying to hunt all of the annoying birds smashing into the windows of a morning. Or you could become one of those birds and fly all the way over to Singleton and wreak havoc on the place by crapping on random people who are only trying to mind their own business. You can be a pug who lives in Sydney and goes out on little adventures on the street every day while their owner is at work or school. You could also become a spider and crawl around a large corporation and scout the area to find valuable items or network access points, then switch to a hacker and shut down the power to the offices, poison the AC system with some sort of non-legal or legal gas, and either kill every last employee or just knock them out, then sneak in and retrieve the valuable items and or data you saw just a moment ago when you were a spider looking for stuff. GTF out of there, then drive, fly, take a boat, or sneak through the concrete jungle and or the real jungle back to your base of operations and upload the data on the dark web, and sell everything else you took for some sweet, sweet cash. You can also be a proper badass in God mode or custom difficulties, depending on the custom difficulty settings, who flies everywhere or gets around by possessing other people, and either be a nice hero who helps anyone by giving aid to the poor and disabled people, putting out fires with your superpowers, rescuing cats from trees, and helping all citizens during times of disaster like floods, terrorist attacks, or nuclear attacks from Russia. Or you can be the biggest, meanest supervillain imaginable by killing random people for no reason, pretending to be a nice guy so you can marry someone, form a relationship only so you can kill them while they are sleeping by absorbing all of their energy and leaving their lifeless body there on the bed, and creating a dead duplicate of yourself and positioning it with your now dead spouse, and run away at Mach 2 speeds like the Flash before anyone even knows about what you did, and leaving the cops confused as to what happened and who did it. Or you could have someone else framed for the crime by copying their fingerprints and DNA and putting them everywhere, and then just go and do it all over again. You could also take control of your spouse and make it look like they killed you and then go on a rampage as them and terrorize the whole state and make them look like the real villain. Or if that is not your thing, you can be just a normal person working in a cafe in Crescent Head, earning just over minimum wage pay and spending most of it on cigarettes and beer, but otherwise living a mostly normal life in a small 3-bedroom 1-bathroom home with 2 dogs. Whatever you can think of super or mundane, you can do it in this game. The open world will also be extremely detailed. While in this world, you will not find any sort of visual or audio trickery to make the map seem bigger than it is. You will not find any buildings that look real and highly detailed from a distance but are really just a rectangle with a building texture and flat 2D paintings for windows like most games have. Every single building has a highly detailed and unique interior with tons of stuff to find, interact with, steal, destroy, or tear apart carefully. Even supposedly locked doors and boarded up windows can be broken into and entered if you have the right tools and/or strength. Additionally, you will not hear any distant sirens, lawnmowers, vehicles, or people that are really just static audio effects to make it seem like there are things happening in the distance. Any distant lawnmower, siren, explosion, vehicle, or machinery that you hear is actually real. If you hear a lawnmower nearby, you can go in that direction and you actually find someone mowing the grass and/or trimming the hedges. Or if you hear a distant crash, you can go to that location and you will find the car, bike, truck, or other type of vehicle damaged, possibly upside down and with injured or dead occupants. If you stick around for a while, the police may also question you while paramedics are there trying to help anyone who is hurt. You can also interact with everything that you see like in real life. Want to turn the lights off in any building? If you can find the switch, go ahead. If you want to change the air conditioning settings for that room or building, you can if you find the remote or thermostat. Want to go even further and shut down all power to someone's house? Find the breaker box outside or inside, turn everything off, and if you are feeling even more dubious, you can even lock the breaker box with your own purchased or stolen padlock and either keep or throw away the key so it can't be turned back on. Not only can you turn on or off every single switch, rotate any knob, and push any button you see, but you can also disassemble anything you see. Yes, any screw, bolt, clip, and nut on any machine, vehicle, building, or misc object that you see can be taken off or destroyed as you see fit. You can remove basically every panel from a car, AC unit, electrical box, motor, pump, elevator, piece of industrial machinery, computer, or other equipment, cut the wiring or just rearrange it, remove any component, burn it, or just leave it there for someone else to fix. But be careful, the cops may be able to find you, and if they do, you can receive any type of penalty from a simple warning to a $100 fine or even time in prison, depending on your chosen difficulty. You can also do graffiti, street art, and vandalism if you wish to. You can spray paint whatever you want from a stranger's car, a wall, or anything else you can think of. You can also smash any window on any car, building, or display that you see, scratch up, dent, or key any car in a realistic way. If you break a high voltage connection, sparks will fly and you may get shocked. If you break a water pipe, it will likely flood a small or large area. You can even cut off sewerage pipes and redirect them into people's homes so the toilets start spewing out waste. Insert shit emoji here ×4. You can also interact with every control in every vehicle. You can change the radio settings, play with the infotainment system, adjust the climate control settings for all zones if available on the specific vehicle, open, close of destroy the glove box and center console storage areas, control the sunroof, activate the wipers, and more. You will be able to choose between first person, third person, and cinematic camera modes, as well as a few control modes to suit your preferences. You will have a customizable smartphone that has many functions like accessing the in-game internet, playing music both from the game and user-downloaded songs in MP3 and WAV formats, Gmaps, taking notes, taking photos and videos, calling and texting in-game numbers. You can call any in-game NPC if they have a phone, downloading in-game apps like mini-games or hacking apps, and much more. Your phone will come pre-installed with basic apps and a One UI skin based on Android 14, but it can be customized to look like an iPhone if you wish, but it will not look good on you. Depending on your chosen difficulty settings, you will need to keep your phone charged and be connected to in-game Wi-Fi or mobile networks to surf the in-game web. There will also be many accessibility options like subtitles, color adjustment, text scaling and size, menu narration and more. There are also a few different gameplay styles that you can choose. These allow you to make it feel and play the way you want. You can make it feel more like GTA 5 or Mirror's Edge if you want to. As for vehicles, the game will feature real-world car brands like Tesla, Bugatti, BMW, Ford, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, GM, Holden and many more. You will also be able to drive boats or pilot planes and helicopters, and even find and drive tanks near military bases. If you find or buy a Tesla or other newer electric car, you will also be able to use the autopilot/self-driving systems while on the road, as well as any sort of security features like Tesla Sentry Mode, which can be viewed from your phone like in real life. You will also be able to customize vehicles, and there will be a detailed custom vehicle builder option, if you would like to go crazy but not be too realistic. With the custom vehicle builder, you will be able to make the car, truck, boat, plane, helicopter, mech, tank or complete abomination of your dreams. But if you want to be more realistic, then you can also modify your vehicle the old-fashioned way like in real life. Next up here is a list of superpowers and abilities you can use in God mode. I tried my best to think of just about everything, but if you can think of something else that I didn't mention, feel free to leave a comment. Flight. Control any vehicle remotely. Invincibility. Fire manipulation. Invisibility. Spawn anything. Super strength. Ground manipulation. Telekinesis. Absorb anything. Teleportation. Object size manipulation. Chemical manipulation. Object physics manipulation. Light manipulation. Object weight manipulation. Object temperature manipulation. Laser eyes. X-ray vision. Super breath. Vacuum breath. Create any type of natural disaster like a volcano or earthquake. Electricity manipulation. Water manipulation. Manipulate your body in any way. Transform into anything. Weather manipulation. Sound manipulation. Sun manipulation. Super speed. Lightning manipulation. Mind control. Possess any human or animal. Explode anything. And no clip. Finally, here are a few mock-ups I made for a control scheme with an Xbox controller. If you like my idea, you can check out the website that I made, which links to the original Canva slides as well as a form where you can give your opinion on my idea. As you can probably tell, I made this with zero regards for technical limitations and licensing. I basically just threw those out the window and came up with this game idea a few years ago. However, it was just stuck in my head until recently. I doubt that this game will ever become a reality, but even if it did, it would probably be quite different from this idealistic version due to things like licensing, privacy, and technical limitations. Anyway, that's everything. TTFN.